Hey, you there?
Yep.
I gotta make a quick phone call. I okay, I'll be right back. Okay.
All right, no problem.
All right.
All right, doing good.
I am good. Very excited.
Very excited. All right, let's get this started.
Let's get this full body pillow splash screen out of here.
Well, first let's introduce what's happening. So today we've got the Ripsies Team League Week 3 Team Terran versus Neo Children of the Court. This one's going to be a little bit different than most of our other casts because I'm a member of Neo Children of the Court and I'm joined with Epic Thread here, member of Team Terran.
So we're not really a casting duo. We're more like casting adversaries, I would say.
Yeah, so expect this to be a very BM cast, and it should be fun for both of us. Uh, and in addition, for the first time, we have a live game that we're going to be casting between our aces, Jimmy and Lemony. So we'll get into that. Our last game will be between those two. So first, let's go through the replays that we have, the games that have already been played.
Yeah, I'm gonna add. I've done my best to not spoil the outcome of these matches, but I did play one of these, as did Raldon. So of course we're each spoiled for one, and we'll try not to give away the outcome of the games we played.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are a little bit closer to these games than we have for when we're casting other people.
That's right.
So in this game, spawning in the top left, we have playing for Team Terran. It is Epic Thread. And in the bottom right, playing for Neo Children of the Court, it is Fishcake.
So this is a diamond level match. I'm sort of like the buster of my team's Bluth family. I'm sort of, beloved for my ineptitude, you might say. So you get to watch me sort of bumble around in this game.
I think that should be fun. I know Fishcake has done pretty well against Terran in the past because he's Protoss, and Protoss units are pretty good against Terran.
The master race.
Yeah. Because I think Fish played that very long game against, oh my god, who was it? I forgot who. On Red City.
Yeah, he played that Red City match.
Where he had a very impressive come from behind victory off the power of High Templar.
So we'll see what he has in store. Of course, I know what he has in store. But
Yeah.
it should be exciting. It'll be an exciting game.
Looks like Fish is probably going for a double gas on 15. Yeah, so he should get a lot of gas pretty quickly. So
how did you call that? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about Protoss. So
he made up to 15 probes, to 15 supply. So I'm like, either he's not going gas and doing something really weird and probably bad.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I guess you usually get your gas at like 13 or 14 if you're getting just a single gas.
Yeah. Usually a single gas will be on 14, and then if you add a second, it'll be about 19.
Gotcha. And me going, of course, for the Reaper. I'm gonna just point out my sweet little rally point here for this guy. Popping into that third to look for an early proxy in there.
Unfortunately, it won't find anything.
No.
Oh, no, he's just gonna kill probe.
Change of heart. Hey, free kill, man. Puts me up one worker.
I like that you had the minerals to make that CC, but you waited until the probe died, so couldn't scout anything.
Yeah, I forgot I did that. I think he probably knew anyway. I'm pretty sure he saw the SCV in the corner.
You could be double trick mind
Double
games.
reaping, yeah. Hard to do with one gas.
So Fishcake with that early gas is just getting Mothership Core, Stalker, and Warp Gates. So you should be pretty well to defend it against this Reaper.
Yeah, this isn't a too difficult map to defend because there's really not a huge amount of surface area you have to cover. So if you have one Stalker and one Core, you can basically cover both edges and start hitting him before he can even cliff jump into your base.
Yeah.
So basically, it's still useful to kind of check the timing of the expansion and make sure it's actually going up and that there's not some kind of all-in coming.
Yeah, normally this Reaper is pretty much just for scouting, and if the Protoss decides to do something like super greedy and skip a bunch of stuff, then he can do some damage, but it's not really meant for that.
Yeah, what a lot of people seem to be doing nowadays is a reactor first and then double reap and then just start making Marines out of it. And the idea behind that is that even against safer builds, you're supposed to be able to get one of those Reapers into the base to do a little bit of scouting as to what he's going for. I haven't really tried that style out yet, but I mean, it seems promising. I just kind of like this early reactor and then cutting out the gas to get a CC and second barracks up relatively quickly.
Okay, so the choice of tech for Fishcake is a Stargate. So he can go up to probably Oracles is the most likely thing to come out of Stargate, because Oracles kill things quickly,
They do kill things quickly.
especially things like SCVs. But it's kind of late, so Epic, you should have plenty of Marines and stuff to defend it. So I don't know if really an Oracle would actually help very much right now.
Yeah, I guess people do this Stargate after expansion in the hopes that um, a Terran's playing a little greedy and not trying to put up turrets, or just generally won't scout it. So
We have a fleet beacon going down, so that's an interesting, and a second Stargate. So expecting some Tempest, maybe some carriers.
did you watch the
Yeah, the
WCS final?
final between Innovation and SOS.
Yeah, that last game was a pretty interesting strategy. I wasn't sure for a long time if Innovation was going to actually win that match. I was kind of hoping he didn't actually, because a 4-0 finals is kind of anticlimactic in my opinion.
But so Epic, you scout that fleet beacon, so you should be pretty prepared, like for something coming out of there.
I mean, but you don't really know what to make of this, right? Like you never see that.
And it's like fleet beacon. What are you
What's
doing?
going on? I can't remember if I actually got to click on that because I'm terribly slow, so I might not have even seen that.
Yeah, I mean Diamond, even just a tiny. You had a really small glimpse of that, so it's not easy to always click on every building.
Uh, it probably would have been worth. Let's see. I lost the Reaper, didn't I?
Yeah, you lost.
Yeah, so probably nothing I could have done to even. Yeah, so I mean, I put up some turrets because that's what you do when you see a Stargate and you're not sure what else to make of it.
But it is carriers, so carriers are an interesting choice. They're not really a good unit, but but carriers are fun.
They are fun. So I have to say, once I knew what this was, I felt slightly insulted in a way. I mean, it's pretty BM, right, to make carriers in a match against someone.
I don't know. I think carriers have their place. I'm not so sure a rush to carriers is actually a smart idea at all. Because there's just so many things that'll kill you. This is probably just going to rush in, kill all these units, and then take down fish, pretty much.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Checking out for thirds.
Yep. And Marine at this third and check the top. So
And
no, there's nothing there.
yeah, nothing here. Can I stim in and
Photon overcharge is going down, but no force fields. Both sentries get picked off. That's horrible for Fishcake. He needs those sentries to hold off that bio.
Yeah. But at this point, I still don't really even know what's going on. It's like, okay, so he hasn't pulled anything out. Is there a Colossus about to, walk out of the main?
Yeah, I mean, going carriers is so slow. So there's a whole period of like, what the hell are you doing? There's nothing here to defend. And Time Warp goes down. Gonna keep those Marines kind of at bay, but
I think they're still faster than a carrier, though, is the problem.
a second carrier does come out, but I think there's too much bio. Yeah, Fish has to evacuate his natural because there's just no way he can hold against all this bio.
I mean, the other problem is you have one carrier, right? You just shoot down the interceptors, and then you have like an 8 supply paperweight.
Yeah, at this point, Epic with 40 supply lead, 50 supply lead, and honestly a much better composition than carriers. I don't really see any way you can lose this, unless you decide to make nothing but Marauders or something.
Just gonna, yeah, transition into a pure Hellbat composition at this point.
Yeah. Well, you are getting that armory up, so you should be able to make Hellbats pretty soon.
Yep.
But in the meantime, it looks like you're just gonna push in and probably win it with this push. Mothership core going down, so no photon overcharge.
Yeah, not much to say about that. I don't think it had energy for overcharge anyway.
And Fish can't fucking control group his units, apparently.
I don't think that language is in keeping with the spirit of RZTL.
Yeah, I like to keep my stream G, so Fishcake,
Yeah.
if you please don't swear next time you play.
I mean, to be fair, I saw Fishcake play this and beat people who I would say are better than me on any given day.
Yeah, well,
But
that's because Protoss doesn't really. Oh, there's a huge group of units, and there's really nothing Fishcake can do now. So as we watch the Fishcake just try to survive with his two carriers, GG is called. So Epic Thread takes game one for Team Terran. Congratulations, Epic Thread.
I was never really in doubt of the outcome of this match. That's my attempt at some VM. Love you, Fishy.
Yeah, well, Fish trying to be a little BM and show that you can beat Epic Thread with carriers, but I guess it didn't work out. Kind
Right? I
of.
mean, like if you lose that, it is humiliating. You know, it's definitely like not like a loss that you going to be able to walk away from with your head up.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jimmy told Fishcake to do this build because he's like, oh, Epic Thread, you don't even need a real build. But you know, it backfired. I have to say it backfired.
uh That's unfortunate because I was hoping to test my metal against a real build.
But now we'll have to go into game two. It's our Gold League match on GSL Red City. It'll be between Starman and Moondog.
Yeah, bronze versus gold match, but I think Starman, right? He's actually ranked higher on some other ladder.
Uh,
I don't think he's a true bronze.
is he? I think he might be silver. I think that might be his true rank. But I'm pretty sure he's not gold.
Yeah, I mean, in any case, that's as high as he could be. This was a gold or lower match. So.
Yep. So, spawning in the top right for Neo Children of the Court, it's our Silver Protoss, it's Starman. And in the bottom left for Team Terran, it is Moondog.
Moondog.
Moondog. I'm a little bit curious because I think Moondog said he wants to be Moonster. I'm not quite sure what I should be calling him.
Yeah, he addresses himself as Moonster, but I guess he has either already used his name change or hasn't bothered to use it. I kind of like Moondog better.
Yeah, I think Moondog is cooler.
It's just a little bit of advice for him. I mean, it's up to him what he wants to call himself. But
I
if it
mean,
were me,
with Moonster, all I can think of is
yeah,
the Munsters.
yeah,
And
right.
like,
It's
I
like
don't.
Moondog is like I don't know, like just I like to inflect it a little bit, like, give it a little like southern flavor.
It's a lot cooler, you know. He's
Yeah.
Moondog.
And you
Little
got
attitude.
Starman. So it's kind of like a celestial matchup, right? Starman versus Moondog.
Yeah,
I think a Starman would win, right? Because like a star, it's like billions of times more massive and more energy
and
than
he's a man, not
yeah,
a,
and,
not a dog.
yeah. Man beats dog and star beats moon. So I think that says it all. Moondog is kind of chilling here with this SCV. See what he decides to do. Decides to cancel his add-on.
So Starman with a zealot before core, or a zealot and core at the same time because he's got enough minerals for it.
Yeah, I wonder how he did that. Pros should really take notice.
Hmm.
I don't think most of them can manage a zealot and a core at the same time.
A little slow on getting to his gas, so I'm not sure if he'll have Warp Gate or Stalker out in time whenever this Cybernetics core finishes. In the meantime, he does Pylon block Moondog's natural. That's kind of a fun little thing, though I don't think it'll really hurt because
No.
champions can lift buildings.
Yeah, he could be building it just off that ledge for all Starman knows. It's not really the matchup where you want to do a pylon block.
Yeah. Terrans can really take this down no problem before expanding.
These probes up here in the top left having sort of a secret rendezvous. I think they're star-crossed lovers, right? In fair Verona.
But it does look like we've got some 2-Rax play coming out of Moondog.
Yeah, the
Getting
stim's
stim.
cooking, so definitely. Oh, and a third Rax.
But we do see a 3-gate play from Starman, so he should have plenty of units to defend.
Yep. And a chrono on that second zealot. I'm not sure why he felt that was the important unit to rush out.
I think he's concerned about this SCV in his base, scouting all his stuff.
Really want to get something that can shoot. Something to keep up with that guy. And the Twilight Council. So I guess this must be a blink.
Or DTs. DTs are always fun.
DTs are fun. And meanwhile, add-ons building for Moonster.
Looks like he wants to do some serious gateway aggression off of his one base.
Yep. So it's going to be one base versus one base. And Robo going down as well. So maybe it's I don't know, this DT drops?
DT drop? That would be fun. I would like to see that.
That's really annoying, by the way. More Protoss should do that. It definitely can frustrate a Terran with poor multitasking. So diamond and down, you pretty much can't go wrong.
But it does look like Starman's just kind of getting all his tech because
Yep, and Pylon going down near Moondog's natural, so definitely plans for some aggression coming pretty soon here.
But Moondog's got a fairly sizable force of his own, and he's got stim. So if Starman isn't careful, Moondog might just stim in and take out all his units.
Yep, and combat shield too. So I mean, like this is really he's not planning on taking another base anytime soon.
So it's Blink and Obs coming out of Starman. So,
I mean, that's just kind of curious. I mean, does he? I guess he just hasn't realized maybe that the mothership core could really obviate the need for a robotics bay at all. Robotics facility. The bay is the upgrade thing, right? That doesn't make any sense to me. A bay sounds like a place where you'd put things that you're building, like you know.
it's Protoss. They're weird.
Their building names make no sense.
These little pokes by Starman, just with small forces, aren't working out well for him.
No. Oh, and these SCVs coming to help out. I think they want to repair those bio units, maybe.
I don't know
Away he goes.
this push by Moondog. I'd say it's not looking good for Starman right now.
Yeah, and he's expanding, so
So he's not going to have all the units that he needs to defend this.
yeah, nothing's at home, and taking this expansion, and on top of that, he lost, 350 minerals worth of units at that poke.
I mean, it looks like he kind of wants to do some counter aggression with these stalkers here, but I feel like he's just going to die to this push.
And those stalkers, they're okay with this proxy pylon going down. They're just like, you know what? We don't need backup. And in they blink.
But in the meantime, there's nothing at home for Starman to defend,
No.
so Moondog's much larger army is just going to destroy all these buildings.
Yep. Yep, and I don't think there's going to be a lot he can do. I mean, no sentry at home to block the ramp, so basically this army's gonna walk up and basically just kill all his buildings.
And these stalkers are all cleaned up,
Yeah,
so Starman really doesn't have much to defend anymore.
no, no, this Starman is about to go Nova, or yeah, that's when stars die, right? They go
Yeah,
supernova.
they supernova.
Yeah,
Good job. Know your cosmology.
that's right. Yeah,
And Starman, rip, he died.
he died.
That's unfortunate. And Moondog takes game 2, so Team Terran now with a 2-0 lead.
Sick.
Ah, Moondog with your SCV pull bullshit. I mean, sorry.
SCV is a good unit, man. Why don't you guys ever probe pull? You ever think about that? You can recharge your shields, juke them around.
Oh well, Terran, Team Terran, with all picking Terran, it's just overpowered. I can't believe that Colin allows you to do that.
We're actually not all Terrans.
Yeah, isn't Dipwood?
Dipwood tried to race change to play with us, but he couldn't deal with it. It was too OP for him. He wanted more of a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, alright, fine, you can hamstring yourself on one player. I guess that's fine.
We'll take a handicap on Dipwood.
hmm But our third match, it'll be between me, Aziz Ralden, and Dr. Device on Star Station.
We just call him Dr. D,
Dr. D,
the good doctor.
the doctor. Yep, that's
Yeah.
usually how I call him. So spawning in the top right for Team Neo Children of the Court, it is Ralden.
Can't you just kind of say it's like yourself, or like you can
It's
sort of
me.
introduce yourself? Yeah.
Hi.
Take a bow.
I like long walks on the beach, reading by the
Belcher.
fire, and in the bottom left, it is for Team Terran, Dr. Device.
Dr. Device. Yeah, Dr. Device actually a pretty valuable member of our team, not just in terms of obviously being one of our team's masters, but a very forthcoming coach and advice giver. Just generally, what you would call a team player.
Oh, that's funny. I don't
Yeah.
think we have team players on our team. We all kind of don't
I know
like
we're
each
we're
other.
kind of cheating by kind of trying to help each other get better. That's kind of unfair.
Yeah, I don't know. We generally hamstring each other. I'm pretty sure Fish got his build from Jimmy. So I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, maybe Jimmy should stick to placing into GM and not recommending builds for his team.
But luckily, any build I do this game, I did not get it from Jimmy. So this is all me, baby.
Fresh builds. Hmm.
But yeah, see, I got gas on 14. That means I'm not going to get this second gas until quite a bit later. So if
Man, it's like you know what this guy's gonna do. You just
I
know
know.
everything about. You're like a Protoss master for sure.
I know. I can read what he's doing another into the rest of the game. I know exactly what he's gonna do. But I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys.
Do you think we might see a Cybercore soon?
We should on 18. Should see Cybercore. There
Wow.
we go.
The prophet. The
And
prophet
then
has come.
another gas geyser should come down. Oh, nope. Fooled you.
I like your probe in Dr. D's base is attacking this reactor. That seems like a likely target.
Well, of course. I mean, it has the least amount of HP besides the supply depot, and it's
Oh, yeah.
quite valuable.
I mean, like if he's not paying attention, you can just set it on fire and it'll maybe burn down. See, this is that double Reaper I was talking about. So, Dr. D took his gas at a 12-12 timing, and then spent his first 50 gas on that reactor. And then by the time it actually finishes, you've got enough gas to crap out 2 more Reapers.
Yeah, and
So,
this is,
I mean, this is kind of a a more definite like scouting. Like you're definitely going to get in there and take a look at something.
Yeah, and this map is definitely a Reaper map. There's just a huge area to
Yeah.
jump in on.
Lots of room. Reapers like roomy, spacious bases. They like their creature comforts.
Like, unlike the you versus fish game, just one stalker, one mothership core can't really cover this entire main base because there's just so much area to jump in.
Yep. And even if he gets kind of unlucky where he jumps up, he'll pull back the one that gets shot at first, and then the one coming in behind can get in and scout and survive.
So I am putting down a Stargate before expansion, unlike fish. We got it after. Losing a probe to these Reapers, but two Stalkers will push them back.
Bad, not bad.
But unfortunately, despite two Reapers, Dr. Device does not scout the Stargate, so he has no idea that's coming.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. I mean, because it's really like in plain sight too. It's just hidden right in the front. I mean, if he even poked in the second time, odds are he would spot it.
Yeah, it's just like right in the middle of things, but unfortunately, these Reapers just going around the back trying to take out probes didn't see it.
And he hasn't scouted your expansion yet either, so he really, I mean, he's not sure what's going on. And I think the thing is that if you fail to scout anything like that, you kind of have to, play a little bit safer.
But these Reapers will come in, they should see this expansion, and they'll just get
Like a
out.
PC. Yep.
Barely.
And that actually might reassure him enough that he decides not to build turrets.
In the meantime, this Oracle is coming down. Phoenix production is coming in after this Oracle, along with the robotics
Phoenix
facility.
build.
Of course it's Phoenix. That's all I do.
Is it really?
It is. Spoilers.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever fight your Protoss.
So, Oracle come down, gonna kill
There's 5 so far.
5, 6 SCVs
6.
so far.
Yeah. And gets away with just shield damage, and he can probably pick up a few more here. His energy lasts that long. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, man.
9 kills. Oracles are pretty overpowered.
You guys thought Banshees were annoying.
Yeah, so that was absolutely worth it for the price of an Oracle
yeah. I
and
mean,
get out.
Totally paid for itself, even if you weren't doing this Phoenix shenaniganry, which of course you are.
Of course. But at this time, I've got a huge worker lead, 35 to 21, due to that Oracle play. So that's a pretty uncomfortable position for Dr. Device to be in.
Mm-hmm. Chrono, good unit.
But these Reapers are coming in. I've got nothing at my natural, so gonna get a few probe kills.
And they get away.
That's unfortunate. For me. It's good for Dr. D. But no one really cares about how Dr. D feels.
I care. But that is a pretty immense worker lead that you're kind of sporting there now. So I'm kind of curious what you're going to do with these Phoenixes. I kind of thought they were just to sort of discourage medevac drops, but it looks like you're trying to get a little bit of extra value out with a few worker lifts.
Yeah, so I'll kill a few workers with these.
Not targeting the mules, that's I'm going to call that a mistake. I appreciate you taking my feedback, though.
The Reapers do get taken out, where, well, this big Marine force is coming in from Dr. Device, and I don't really have much in the natural to defend it. Photon Overcharge does go down in the Nexus, and takes down the Mothership Core, and quite a few probes.
Yeah, if he'd positioned himself closer to the ramp, that could have been even more deadly. I mean, he could have brought the worker count close to parity.
And I didn't have a sentry, so I was unable to force field the ramp to keep those Marines down there, so I'm going to lose quite a bit more workers. to 22, 23
Wow.
workers lost here.
Yeah, I mean, you just had no units, man.
Yeah,
Of course, now this Colossus is gonna sort of change the story. I guess it was probably better to go for the workers, considering that he was pretty much guaranteed a ton of kills there.
yeah. Unfortunately, I made probably too many Phoenix. I think I made 5. Probably should have cut him a little bit earlier.
A little bit.
Get out some more units. But
Well, and you're supply blocked for like a good long time here.
yeah, he killed a lot of pylons, so that was also painful.
So now the worker gap is really a lot more manageable, and his economy is actually ahead of yours when you count for those mules.
Yeah, but I don't think it's not that big of a deficit. It's a little deficit, but right now he's got an army of all Marines, and since I've got Colossi out, there's nothing really he can do at the moment.
That's true, you are pretty safe. A lot of this unused chrono, I don't like to see that.
Yeah, I'm really bad at using Chrono. The Phoenix coming in here, picking off a couple units.
That's frustrating. I mean, that is a big Phoenix count. You can do some stuff with those.
Yeah, just trying to pick up units.
One? Nope, not
Nope.
quite.
Phoenix are really fast.
Close shave, yeah.
But looks like Dr. D is pushing out with his army. That's.
And he's put up a turret in each mineral line, so you can't quite get in there as freely now. And oh, okay, there you lost one of those phoenixes just there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, but with a few Colossi out, I
Yeah.
guess it's mostly Marine force. With a few good force fields, I don't think
I mean,
this.
you're pretty safe, I think. I mean, that's enough phoenixes that you would, with a stalker warp in, maybe have a pretty easy time taking out the Vikings before they could take out your colossi. So I would say you're safe-ish. Although, of course, these phoenixes not with the army, that's kind of problematic. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, just
I know they're just kind of doing a parade circle around this fight.
yeah. So not a bad trade for either player, I don't think. With just 2 Vikings, those Colossi stayed up for quite a bit of time, did a lot of damage. So, but in the meantime, Dr. D does get his 3rd up, so that'll be up quite a bit faster than me.
Yeah,
Well,
the economy's about even when you look at workers right now, but that's not going to last. Of course, you taking your own 3rd. Did you scout his 3rd, or is that just the sense that you probably thought you were safe enough to take it?
Yeah, I just felt that was safe. I don't know. I didn't scout his 3rd. I think. Oh, I saw his 3rd building in his main, so I figured he'd lift it down and take it run down.
And you wiped out basically that entire poke, so.
Yeah, so right now I'm just gonna come in and kind of confirm that. Yep. There is an expansion with units. And
Now,
unfortunately,
you've not taken any upgrades yet, I notice. And Dr. D's on 1-1, so that's 2 upgrades he's ahead of you on. And if he ever decided he was going to start his 2nd round, he could get even further ahead. But there go your upgrades. And luckily you've got some chrono saved up.
yeah.
Now I understand why you didn't spend any of it previously. Just wanted to make sure
course,
you
you know.
chrono nonstop.
And I'm probably not gonna chrono nonstop because I think chronoing is for fools. But Dr. D pushing in with a fairly sizable force here of Marine Marauder.
I think he could probably get in here and take that, but well, now.
But with 3 Colossi and no Vikings
Yeah,
at all, that's not really a good fight for Dr. D to take. Loses a good amount of things, and these medevacs will get taken out by the Phoenix, despite the overpowered boost ability.
Yeah, I mean those phoenixes really just providing a tremendous amount of value.
I think 9 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills, or 6 kills. I love
Well,
Phoenix.
bummed out to see Dr. Device neglecting his upgrades. He built the armory, so he could start +2 and even get another factory, but the fact is, he keeps losing these armies.
Yeah, I think not getting those upgrades really let me come back into this game because I had such late forges.
Yeah,
But
for sure. And now your +1's going to finish. And his +2 just about starting, so you should probably have +2 just slightly ahead of him if you actually chrono. But I mean, one of the things about those Phoenixes is that they really like make it impossible for the Terran to retreat without taking further losses, right? Like he's gonna lose some flyers, some additional units, and those medevacs are too expensive to lose in that situation.
I noticed I have 2 Twilight Councils. I don't remember doing that, but I guess I
Pull in
did.
a little SOS there. Or that way you can research Blink and charge at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that. Right. Yeah, I don't have Blink. Oh, I'm doing it.
There it
Double
goes.
up.
Well, you might as well. You're like, well, life gives you lemons. And all this chrono you could be spending to finish these upgrades out.
Look at
But he
that.
says no.
Look at that beautiful chrono.
You just hold down C, and then click on all your buildings. Click all of the buildings. Never not click your buildings.
In the meantime, I'm getting a Templar Archive, so I should be going for Storm. And
You think?
I think maybe.
Is that what are you gonna do with that?
Probably make some High Templar.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
You might be seeing some High Templar out of Raldan here.
In the meantime, we do have ghosts coming out of Dr. Device, so, or at least the ghost upgrades. So he should be pretty ready for any High Templar transition.
Yeah, doing something I don't think a lot of Terrans do is trying to time his ghost construction with completion of the Mobius reactor, so they start with that energy. I think most people don't really care because they come out with energy enough to snipe, which is good enough to kind of help neutralize High Templar, and then once that upgrade finishes, any additional ghost that you build get the extra energy is just kind of gravy.
And we are both taking our force at around the same time. So both getting our and Dr. D is pushing out with a pretty sizable Viking force.
Yeah, he's made a lot of Vikings, and his hand's pretty much been forced. We really haven't seen any drops from him on account of these Phoenixes, I think. And I mean, you can really see it from your economy. You've just been able to pretty much, expand and macro up completely unfettered.
I mean, he has 1 medevac right now, so he's been spending all that starport time making Vikings.
Yep. And I mean, that's really gonna impact the longevity of his bio units against the splash of the Colossi. Never mind the High Templars.
Yeah, so coming here with his Vikings, gonna take down some High Templars, but they're not target firing the Colossi, so they taking out the Phoenix first, actually.
Yeah.
So
Seeing that. And I guess now if he can trade the Vikings for the Colossi, he'll take it, but gonna, I think, just barely not kill this one.
oh, just 8 health left, but
Yeah.
killed most of the Colossi, but lost all of his bio doing so.
Yeah. Now pretty much a 30 supply lead for yourself, so that's a tough spot for Raldan to be in with all your tech unlocked.
Yeah, and we're both at 2-2 right now, so there's no upgrade lead for Dr. Device.
Yeah.
That's,
Let's see what he's gonna shoot for here. You're gonna try to make something happen with those EMPs, but I mean, there's no army here, so these shields will just recharge.
yeah, EMPs only damage shields. But Right now, this is a pretty scary army breathing down Dr. Device's back. But nope, just gonna pull away while Dr. Device decides to take his fifth. Lone Viking, lone Colossi. Viking's gonna get taken out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if he'd targeted the damaged Colossus, he would have killed it too. But your army's sort of posturing itself so that it's sort of in front of all four of the bases you've taken, and you can take a fifth at the top as well now.
Yeah. At the moment, I kind of didn't know what I should be doing, so like he's probably got this base. Let me go kill it.
And I mean, I don't think that it ever occurred to him that you hadn't resumed Phoenix production after the initial ones died. Otherwise, I think he could have probably started to employ some drops. Now, when you're on four bases and your army's out on the field, probably a good time to start doing that. But it looks like he hasn't really constructed a whole lot more medevacs. Still only four. And building Vikings 3 at a time. So only one of four production slots on his starports are available for medevacs.
And a revelation goes down on Dr. Device's army, so that's really annoying to deal with, because whoops, the Protoss knows exactly where you are at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I just think at this point, I mean, you're very clearly ahead, and Dr. D just didn't really manage to do anything to kind of shake up the status quo of this game. So if it plays itself to its natural conclusion, then he loses. And of course now you basically got a shitload of stalkers. So, well, I could be
But
wrong.
I do have this kind of massive bank.
You did kind of get your ass kicked in this engagement, but yeah, you do have a lot of money. So hopefully, if you've been constructing Stargates at a fair clip, you can basically just warp in like 80 supply at a shot and basically end this fight. Of course, all 80 supply does have to participate in the fight, unlike these three Zealots and Oracle, which are just doing nothing.
Just for, checking out what's happening.
I mean, now I would expect to see Dr. Device put on some kind of aggression, having destroyed pretty much all of your high-tech units in that fight.
But unfortunately, he doesn't seem to really be moving up on the map quite right.
Yeah, I mean, I think looks like he's just trying to reestablish some degree of map control, retaking these watchtowers. But since he's not aware of your fourth or your fifth base, I guess it's just not occurring to him to try to strike at those locations. This fifth base in particular, I think he could probably take out before you really get a lot of value out of it.
Yeah, and it looks like that's what his plan is, moving down here to this fifth.
And he might intercept some of these workers. But he needs to look over here and notice that he can do some damage. Yeah, a few workers down, but he does get the Nexus.
So the Nexus will go down, but my army is coming up from the north.
Yeah.
Only a couple Hellbats mixed in, but
Yeah. I mean, the real problem is Dr. D's economy just can't produce at the same pace anymore as your own, so that just means when he loses this army, he can't replace it. And this is, I think, going to be the final push, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Some storms on these workers, not even.
no, they're just gonna.
Templars just going to walk up to the front like badasses, with their arms outspread, like, come at me, bro. And, well, I have to say, good job. Dr. Device, pretty skilled opponent.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty skilled myself. Thank you.
I don't know, I've taken some games off you. What does that say about you?
that Terran is overpowered.
I don't know. I saw the beginning of this game, and the fact that you were able to still win it, I think says something about your race.
Well, you saw the fish play that Red City game. Protoss, you don't really need to be good to win at Protoss. You just have to kind of make probes, make units, and then wins just come naturally.
A move race. Get that garbage out of here. Dr. D just, I think, in disbelief that he could lose to a scrub like you.
It's not surprising, you know. Nobody expects me to win, so when I do, like even I'm not expecting to win.
No, that's an advantage I think we both share. Desperately flying that command center, but unfortunately, it's gonna go down.
Gonna pull all of his SCVs, and Dr. Device leaves the game, so I take a game off, so Team Terran is now just leading 2-1 going into our fourth match.
And I think I hate to do this, but I think we have to issue a yellow card to Dr. Device for not GGing out of that.
Well, I mean, it's understandable. I played Protoss. You can't really have a good game against Protoss.
Well, I already issued your yellow card for playing that earlier, so I figure it's only fair if you even-handed about this sort of thing.
Alright, our game 4 will be on Neoplanet S. It'll be another Masters versus Masters game. This time we have Balo versus Dipwood.
This isn't a master versus master. This Balo fellow, he's just diamond.
Well, I mean, alright, we'll call this a diamond versus a diamond match, because Dipwood,
I don't know. I'm predicting just a completely one-sided smashing win for Dipwood on this.
well. But in the top right, playing as the Zerg for Team Neo Children of the Court, it is Balo. And in the bottom left, playing for Team Terran, despite being a Protoss, it is Dipwood. I think that's really BM to play Protoss on a team called Team Terran. I don't really know what Dipwood is doing.
We tried to help him. In all honesty, he thought it was too difficult, I think, so he just decided to go back to a race that he was comfortable with.
Well, of course it's difficult. It's Terran. That's the only race you actually need to play well for.
It's a mechanics race.
But since he's Protoss, playing for Team Terran, I don't think he'll do very well. I don't think he'll know how to play. I think he'll build a lot of warp prisms, try to do some drops, some stalker drops, and wonder why they don't kill everything.
It is true. We have trained him as though he were a Terran. It's kind of like when like a wolf finds like a human baby in the wild, and then they raise him, and he's all feral, and kind of like hunts and catches deer and like eats them raw with his teeth and everything. Like that's Dipwood. Like he's a Protoss, but he thinks he's actually a Terran.
So I expect to see some pretty innovative builds coming out of Dipwood.
What you're going to see is actually he's going to build his expansion nexus on the high ground, thinking he can lift it down to his natural.
But he is getting some gas, so I
Yep.
think we might see some early tech, maybe a reactor on this gateway.
Yeah, people don't know this. You put a reactor on the gateway, you can get out 2 zealots at a time, and you can actually steal opponents' reactors if you warp in a gateway on top of it. So,
Yeah, it's little known fact.
yeah. I wonder why you don't see, like, I think it'd be pretty, like, cool to do that. Like if someone proxy marauders you, for example, like they usually lift off and leave the add-on. Why destroy it? You can just steal it by like building a factory on it or something. You know,
Yeah.
saves you 50 minerals and 25 gas. Why not?
Yeah, unfortunately, your building is now has to be in that proxy location. But
Yeah, but like if it's like if it's on daybreak or something in that proxy location, like just above the natural, it's not too bad.
I do think what was it? TLO when he was playing Terran, he did some really fun things where he like lifted a barracks. He was going mech, so he lifted a barracks to his opponent's main. And when he was trying to switch, he took a tech lab from that his opponent was building and
Yeah,
built
he
a
like landed it on his opponent's tech lab. That was pretty
yeah and
funny.
built a Reaper.
TLO more interested in entertaining the audience than in winning games, but sometimes he does both. Now he plays Zerg, so he doesn't really entertain anyone.
I don't know if he does more Nidus things, I can be entertained.
So Dipwood kind of walling off here.
Yeah, very Terran of him.
Uh,
Unfortunately, you can't lift and burrow supply deep or pylons like you can't supply depots, so you can't do a full wall off.
no, that probe is a pretty unbreakable piece of that wall. That's like the raisable part of his wall.
But Balo does scout the robotics facility going down, so you'll know that Dipwood's up for some probably immortal zealot maybe.
I guess, is there any build versus Zerg where you would get this Robo at this time and not do an Immortal all-in?
Well, he's getting a warp prism. Uh, I don't know, honestly.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about Protoss versus Zerg, but anytime I see a Warp Prism building early on, it kind of smells all-in to my untrained eye.
Well, yeah, Dipwood's only got one gas, so he can't like drop a bunch of sentries in the main and then force field the ramp. He just doesn't have that gas.
Uh,
So I expect to see a lot of zealots coming out of him
Immortal?
and some immortals.
So I guess that is the Zealot Immortal all-in.
Yeah, I thought you get the war prism after, but I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, well, Dipwood might be wrong about that as well.
Or are you supposed to show it and then like get him to overreact? I don't remember. I don't know these
Well, I mean,
Stardust
he
builds.
showed it. He definitely showed it. Now the question is, does Balo overreact?
Well, he's building units. I don't know if that's an overreaction. It seems pretty good to me.
Many gates incoming, and this Overlord gonna pop back in. And this is the problem when you have nothing that can shoot up, is that this Overlord can basically just come in and check on you whenever he feels like it.
Yeah, and
He
he's
just
probably
poking
gonna see
around.
this immortal come out of this robotics facility, so he's gonna say, "Hey,
He doesn't see all the gates, but I think he sees enough to be like, yeah, that's many gates on two bases.
yeah." I mean, Bale sees that there's no real attempt to push out to take a third, so something fishy's coming. But
And this gate hasn't been switched over. It's a unfortunate mistake. It'd be one extra warp in.
yeah, so these immortals are loaded into this
Uh,
warp prism.
Yeah,
So
this queen's gonna kind of take notice right away. And time warp? Time warp? Maybe not.
there's
Now he really needs the time warp, I
there's a
think.
lot of units. These zealots aren't really tanking for these
No.
immortals. One immortal goes down. That's
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I
uh,
think that it's clear that's what he was going for, but
and GG from Dipwood. Well,
whoops. Well,
free Hudson.
Dipwood can't win them all.
All right, so Balo brings it back to 2-2 for Neo Children of the Court versus Team Terran, going into our live ace match.
That's actually a pretty good outcome as far as setting up for this match. It'd be kind of unfortunate if one team or the other took the match and uh, had this one just be kind of for kicks. I mean,
Yeah.
Lemony versus Jimmy, always a good fight, but when the actual wins on the line now,
Yeah. Dipwood says he lost on purpose for the ace match. I believe that.
that
Uh,
sounds like him. He's always kind of thinking like meta strategizing and thinking about not just winning games, but about like team momentum and drama. So playing this game on many levels.
uh, is Albert on EU?
He better be the BMer. If I have to get him out of bed after a bender one more time.
So I guess we're waiting on Lemony to log in, and then we'll get into our last match. Our last match is going to be on Fruitland, so that'll be a fun match. Uh, are you familiar with the map?
Sadly, I am familiar with Fruitland.
It's pretty wonderful for any of you who haven't seen it before. It'll be the first time it'll be played on the RZTL, or at least casted.
Hoping for the last, but we'll see. But no, in all honesty, I have no idea what to expect from this map. It says short rush distances. I don't know if we can see some cheekiness from either player. And both players online. So let's get this going.
Wait, is it RSL Crux Fruitland or Fruitland or Crux Fruitland?
It's a good question. I'm not sure which version we're using.
Uh,
I would just go with regular Fruitland. That's the highest rated. And they get to spectate us playing.
yeah.
No, that's backwards. The other way around. All right, the ace match. Two very high-ranked Masters players,
Uh,
and Lemony requesting no obs.
yeah. Get out, Balo. Get out.
Okay, just wait for the readies. Lemony Tang answers immediately. He's ready.
And
Noticing a little bit of hesitation in Jimmy. I think the nerves might be getting to him. He needs to. Yep, he just needs to calm his nerves. Obviously, a little intimidated by Lemony Tang's stature.
well, when you're facing Lemny, you want to be at your top condition. And we know how Jimmy likes to prepare for matches.
Yeah, he is ready to go. Fruitland, the most colorful map probably I've ever seen.
It's pretty much the best visual map, I think. I always just enjoy looking around the map, seeing all the colorful things around.
Oh, really? I just kind of feel like I'm being stabbed in the eyes. It's just like it's a bit too much for me, I think. And Albert opting with the manual split there, as is his style.
So in the top right, playing for Team Terran, it is Lemny Tang. And in the bottom left, playing for Neo Children of the Court, it is Jimmy.
And Jimmy, of course, something of Aziz's hero after placing into GM, one of a handful of something awful players who've ever placed in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jimmy has been slacking off this season, unable to get into GM.
Slacker.
But that's okay, we still love him.
Well, all he needs to do is just log into Wings of Liberty, and I think he'd be there in probably under a day.
Didn't they remove, or are they removing
I don't know.
the Wings of Liberty GM? Because they're
Me
like,
too.
this is pointless. Nobody cares.
Some people clearly care.
Some people who
All
want their
right.
shiny border.
So far, nothing too exciting. Barracks at the normal timing.
Yeah, so uh, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I expect Lemony to go for mech.
That is his style. He's probably one of the biggest fans of mech. A disciple of MVP, if you will. And he's also going to be the first one to scout, so um, we'll see. We'll see what he can discern from that, other than a wall at the front here. He
I'm
really
not.
just wants to see if there's any gas, and whether he can expect aggression.
Yeah, I don't think this wall up is gonna get up in time.
Oh,
Nope.
just barely not. So he does get in.
Well, that means
This
this
worker is
SCV will
forfeit
die.
now. Yep. So he sees that this gas is a 15 gas. So he's going to rule out a Reaper, and now he's just going to try and do whatever he can with this worker. And unfortunately, it looks like he cannot quite get to that worker.
But Lemny deciding to go for the gasless expand instead.
Looks like it. Pretty common, I think, with mech players. You want to get those gas much quicker. And I think he's surmising that he can hold off any kind of aggression that could come out of what he saw from Jimmy so far.
Yeah, with the reactor expand, there's really not much that's aggression that's going to be coming at Ginny real soon.
Well, I don't think that Lemony Tank saw the reactor, so it could have been some sort of Blade Factory expand into Mine Drop or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Jimmy's going to go up to factory, probably get some mines, or if he wants to be real cheeky, he'll make some Hellbats. But I don't expect that out of Jimmy. I expect him to do the good old bio play.
Well, if he doesn't make Hellbats, I'm increasingly convinced it's a mistake. It seems even when going bio, pretty much every Terran I saw employed Hellbats in some of their matches in the WCS finals this weekend.
Yeah, Hellbats are stupid.
So here's Lemony with a double gas. Now, I don't know of any reason he would have skipped one worker in one of these gases, so I can only think that might be a small choke there. He's just going to poke up there and, yep, get spotted by those Marines. He loses 2 for nothing.
But maybe Lemony has an exact build. He needs exactly 5 workers in gas.
He must sacrifice 2 Marines and have only 5 workers in gas.
Yep.
We'll see. Meanwhile, and no rally from his main command center to his natural, which is another choice I'm not sure about. Yeah, and there's the armory, there's the starport, so as Patrick Stewart says, he's seen everything. It's too late.
But yeah, the starport looks like Jimmy does want to do some mine drops.
Yep, and from the timing of this, it looks like it will probably arrive just before this Hellbat drop arrives. But we'll see. With these 4 Hellions, that should work pretty well against the kind of drop that Jimmy seems to be contemplating here. So we'll see. And if he has them positioned there, guarding his main mineral line.
Yeah, and looks like Jimmy's probably gonna go right over this supply depot that Lemony has positioned really nicely.
Oh my god, that's a supply depot. Just look at how large that is on the mini-map. Like, you look at it, you would not think that was a supply depot
Yeah,
from the side.
this map is really just
so tiny.
So
I
tiny.
mean, it's like Steps of War tiny.
And the Hellbat drop is going out for Lemny as this comes in for Jimmy.
Yep.
Looks like it's... With these Hellions, it looks like this is probably going to be pretty well defended.
Yep, and he has to burrow at the front, actually, so that's not where Jimmy wanted to burrow that, I think. Just gonna take it out. And same story here. Oh! Takes out one Hellman, damages another one. And good hold from Lemony Tech. Let's see what happens. Dropped.
It's coming
yeah,
out the corner.
Dropped him behind the minerals, so that's kind of not exactly what he wanted, and he loses that medevac.
Yeah,
So
not really a great drop. There's
both
not
players
really...
kind of probing each other, not really doing a lot of damage. And now Lemony Tang is going to do this drop. It looks like he's going to see this Banshee. He just sees that Banshee.
But is he gonna make a turret? Does he have
He has no
engineering
eBay.
bay?
He has no eBay, and he has no mines, no Viking in production. So this Banshee is going to do a lot of damage. No one expects a Banshee. It's part of the swarm.
Who makes Banshees? Hellbats are better.
Meanwhile, these Hellions rolling in here. Let's see what they can do. Line them up. Not too much so far.
A few workers.
He's keeping a Banshee at home for a second, maybe, and no, he skips out of there.
But these Hellions will get cleaned up. Pretty even on workers killed for both players. But this Hellion...
He's not done, and he's only got 2 Marines. Now this Widow Mine, hopefully, for Lemony is going to burrow.
But this Banshee has gotten 17 kills.
Yeah, he's going to drop that turret. Yep, and that should actually take it out. Ah, yep, just barely.
But
Second Banshee on the way in, though.
and there's no turret at the natural. So all these SCVs are forfeit pretty much.
Yeah, and Lemone's already down a pretty significant number of workers. If he loses too many more, I mean, he's in the danger zone right now, where he's in danger of really not being able to recover from this setback. And it looks like Jimmy's still just going to keep cranking out these Banshees. He is not done. Lemony Tang has finally decided he wants a turret in his main mineral line. We'll see if he decides to throw one into his natural as well. But he's doing additional economic damage just from...
those mines kill 8
yeah, these mines do
workers.
good damage.
So that was a pretty good mine drop. Killed a decent amount of units of Jimmy, but he's still behind economically. Just having so much trouble with these Banshees.
And Jimmy now just deciding to walk up. He's going to put some pressure on these bio units. We'll see how they do. They do not have stim, and they do not have combat shields. So, I actually would have expected more to come out of that.
And the Seeker Missile
does not really connect. And
Jimmy
that's
manages to pull it
Thor
back.
loss.
So Lemny is really just taking so much damage. And the mana reels come out. You should take those to mine from Lemny's base.
We've learned all kinds of new BM from the tournament last night.
There he goes.
Now all this
Steal some minerals.
All this energy really, I mean, could be going towards helping him at least catch up in some respect. Full energy on, almost full energy on 3 command centers, but still no turret here in the natural. And yeah, this is pretty much untenable now, I would say. Jimmy trying to make something happen with these Widow Mines, but he just has nothing at home to defend this push.
Yeah, there's just
Gonna lose both the CCs, I think.
Too good.
Rip.
Another mule coming down. Saying, get out. Get out, Lemony, get out.
I think the answer is obviously that Blizzard needs to buff the Hellbat. It's clearly just not serving the role they were hoping for.
And GG, Jimmy takes the game and takes the series for Neo Children of the Court. So, good job, Epic Thread.
Hey, I did my part for my team. Honestly, I blame Dipwood. I mean, that was his game to lose. Ballo just not. I mean, that was a diamond opponent for crying out loud.
Yeah, I don't know. Team Terran just couldn't do it. You're just not good enough. Sorry.
Well, our real strength is in having underrated Metal League players who catch your players unawares. But when it comes to these Masters versus Masters matches, we don't have a lot of Ballos and Jimmies.
Yeah, at high levels, Terran is just really underpowered. Uh, so there's really nothing you could do
No.
against Protoss, Zergs, Terrans. Just
Yeah, especially in Terran versus Terran, I would say Terran's pretty underpowered. I think that's probably the match they need to revisit most urgently.
But that'll do it for our cast. So congratulations to Neo Children of the Court for taking down Team Terran. Good job by all players.
So I'm curious, is your team undefeated now?
No, we lost our first week against Earth's team,
Oh, okay, so you're 2-1.
2-1. Yep.
I think we're 1-2.
Yeah, I think so as well.
So I was hoping we would knock you guys down a peg.
Sorry, you need to be
Uh,
better to do that.
well, I need to play more matches. I think I'm only allowed to play one match a week, so unfortunately, my team has to pull their own weight. Battle says losing to Air's team counts as 5 losses.
It's true. It's pretty much the most embarrassing thing on our record is that loss, but
What's Air's team?
uh,
6?
I
Is he team 6?
no, he's INTJ Masterminds.
Oh, Masterminds. I don't even. What does that name even mean?
It's one of those like personality things where it's like introverted,
Oh,
something
wow.
judging.
Wow, I feel better now. I think my team has the second worst name in the team league.
I I wouldn't really second worst. You might be overstating the quality of your team's name.
And have you seen our sweet logo?
I have
It's pretty awesome.
your animated GIF logo.
That's right. The Terran All Stars.
Terran All Stars Dipwood.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we really should have put in uh, picture of Phoenix for Dipwood. I think that would be most appropriate.
Dipwood forgot my Skype name. Uh, all right, so that'll do it for our cast.
Yeah,
Thank you everyone for tuning in.
terrific matches. Thank you for casting, Raldan. Well done.
I'm not sure if I'll be streaming another match of this week, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Sure, sure.